I'm Cyclon, and today I want to show you how you can make your own +2 physical scepter. Now, this crafting process works with physical, it does not work with non-physical, and it does not, as far as I'm aware, work with non-scepter bases. So keep this in mind when you're crafting this. These scepters are good for physical spells like Blade Vortex, Corrupting Fever, and Penance Brand of Dissipation. But of course, there might be other cases that I'm currently not aware of. We are approaching with a fractured base. We are not doing recombing for the initial phases. The reason for that is that I really want increased spell damage on my item, but it is a highly rare mod, so getting it with recombs is gonna be a bit harder. Of course, you can find the whole written crafting process in my written guide as well under crafting book. It is currently a slight inconvenience to approach as you need to scroll down and click to +2 physical scepter instead of Blade Vortex helmet. In the future, this will be better accessible, but I still haven't had the time for it. Also apologize if I sound different in this video or the audio quality is bad. I am currently in the process of getting really sick, but I still wanted to get this out to you. The last thing I want to mention before we approaching the crafting guide is that you should consider using a tier 2 base. Tier 2 bases go for a lot cheaper on an either Opal or Void Scepter or Horn Scepter or Zamba Scepter than they go as tier 1 bases. This is because the tiering or the rate of getting this mod of tier 1 spell damage is very much against the player. We look here, the rating of it is starting at 1.5k, which is already pretty low, it going down all the way to 40. So this is the reason why T1 bases are very expensive, and we are trying to be at least reasonable with the cost of our scepter. All this being said, let's hop over into the crafting process. All right. To start, we want our base, of course. So we can use any pen base or any 40% increase elemental damage base. So Zamba Scepter works, Horned slightly works, but preferably not, and then either an Opal or Void Scepter. We are going to be grabbing T1 or T2 Fractured, and then we want to get T1 all spell damage first. To get that, the current best process is to utilize fossils. Right now, the best way to approach this is using corroded, jagged, metallic, and shattering, giving you a chance of 6. So 1 in 6 should result in +1 all spell while we have our fractured base. This means we're using these fossils on a 4-socket resonator, and we need to keep doing this in average 6 times to hit +1 to all spells, Jilzams. Now, there is one slight issue here, which is that your mod isn't always guaranteed to be a 4-mod item, but we need both an open prefix and an open suffix. So here I hit +1 all, but as you can see, my prefixes and suffixes are filled. So I need to annul the item down. I need an open prefix and I need an open suffix. If I accidentally hit my +1 all spell, I'm going to be crying and I need to go with step 1 again. There we have our open suffix, but we still need an open prefix. And now we have an open prefix and an open suffix. So we have completed step 1 while managing to be slightly below average, going 1 attempt less. But this is actually the hardest step done. At this point, it becomes a lot more easier. Now what we want to do is we want to go to the crafting bench and craft cannot roll attack mods. With this, we have an item with 3 suffixes and 2 prefixes, meaning the only thing that we can augment if we do on a horticrafting bench, augment physical, is going to be the following. So if we look here, this is Exalt, which replaces our augment physical or add physical. We have open both, but we see that if we look at non-attack and physical, which is what we're going to be doing because we have crafted cannot roll attack, the only available mod we have is +1 to level of all physical gems. All other physical mods, or both on prefix and suffix, have the attack tag. This also means that with the 327 changes that Harvest Reforge respects meta mods, we could in theory do multimod, prefixes cannot be changed, cannot roll attack, and do Reforge Fizz, which is in the future maybe better, but right now this costs me 4 divines with the craft and the juice, while the other one we would need to have no suffixes, so we could likely need to do prefix can't be changed scour to get it to just 2 prefixes, which would already be 2 divines, and then we would need another 5 divines for 2 for multimod, 2 for prefix can't be changed, and 1 for cannot roll attack. So this would assume 7 divine costs. But if life force increases in cost, this would be a better way, just as an added bonus info on top. So this variation is giving us a 1 in 4 to remove all spells. But a 3 in 4, which of course happened this time, that we just get our physical spells without removing our all spells. So it is currently the better option. And with this, we are already done with the prefixes. And now we get to the very simple phase. We can either clear out the suffixes, again, with prefixes can be changed, scouring in multi-mod, or what I prefer to do, because the mods on the crafting bench are actually not that strong, we'll be doing Reforge Critical. Now, I could also consider doing Reforge Caster, but let me show you this. If we do Reforge Caster, we have a chance for cast speed and for spell crit. Because we have the prefixes full, it will result in the suffix modifier. So Caster could result with about 20, so it's a 3k rating, which results in, what is it, 17.5% chance for a decent spell crit chance. And then otherwise we get a low tier spell crit or low tier cast speed. However, if we do Reforge crit, we can theoretically have a 20% chance to roll attack crit, which is meh, but we have the 3 chances for a good spell crit chance, plus 3 chances for a good crit multi chance. So this is what? Let's assume 7. So we have 21, 41. So we have an overall better odds of getting a good spell crit chance or good crit multi if we do Reforge crit. With, of course, again, prefix can be changed. So in this case, I rolled T2 spell crit. So now what I can do is I either Exalt Slam a random mod, I block crit multi and I just Exalt Slam last mod, or if we want to go all in on the last step, which of course we are doing here in the video to show this, we grab a Foulborn Exalted mod. We are gonna be blocking the mod which we don't want. The best suffix right now to block is increased lightning damage, as we have a little bit of fire and a little bit of cold, so increased fire or cold would be acceptable, but increased lightning is not. We're gonna be slamming this, hoping for a good last suffix. In this case, I hit T2 cold damage, and now we craft our crit multi. And the item is done. The only thing left, what we can do optionally, is enchanting it. So in my case, I would like AoE on it, so I enchant it with Area of Effect. And with this, you have your own +2 scepter made. Hopefully the video was informational and you were able to follow along the steps and make your own scepter with this, a lot cheaper than it would have been to buy it. If you were, I would highly appreciate a thumbs up and a like to the video. It helps with the algorithm, it helps this video reach more people it is helpful for. All this being said, have a lovely day, and I'll be seeing you either in my next video or next live stream. Goodbye.